What's happening? I'm Sydney Mezzarike. Welcome back to The Vibe. We have a great show planned for you guys, but first, we have a new co-host, so please introduce
Hello,
yourself.
hello. Hi, what's up, everybody? I'm Eddie Madrid, so I'm a senior here at Temple, and I want to thank everyone here at The Vibe for giving me this opportunity. I'm really excited to be here with y'all hosting the show this season. Without further ado, let's get vibing.
And,
Hey,
ooh, get it? And, okay, Anissa. Oh, with the shoulders, huh?
Oh,
Get
hey.
'em. Get. Welcome to a brand new season of The Vibe. We're super excited to be back this year. For the first episode this season, we have some amazing poppin' topics for y'all. We'll be having a conversation about storytelling and the rising popularity of musical documentaries. With me today, we have two very special guests, Jonathan Wickfall and Lawrence Watts-Watling. Jonathan joins us as the owner of Liaison LLC, where he works as a talent manager and digital marketing consultant to creatives around the world. Watts, as he's known in the business, is a proud Klein College alumnus and joins us as the Chief Operating Officer of Taste Creators, a Philly-based artist agency focused on artist development and education. Thanks for joining me, you guys.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. So recently, there's been a rise in music video documentaries or films like Rocketman and Bohemian Rhapsody, to series and shows like Hip Hop Evolution, the new Wu-Tang documentary, Look Mom, I Could Fly from Travis Scott, and even Beyonce's Homecoming, which, by the way, definitely should have won an Emmy, but we're not going to talk about that. Their stories and even their histories are being recognized in the media at an exponentially large rate. So why do you guys think that music documentaries are more frequent now as opposed to earlier years?
Well, I think now, with social media advancing to where we are now and artists spending a ton on music videos and different purposes to display their brand visually, I think the documentary is just a new way of doing that. I also think it lets people in on their lives a little bit more. So I think we used to idolize some of these artists, and now when they put them under the spotlight or under the microscope in a documentary form, you're kind of really seeing who they are and the struggles they go through and all that.
Definitely. I think the veil that used to exist over the music industry is long gone, and fans of music want to be closer to the artist and know more about the artist than they ever did before. So I think documentaries are more important than they've ever been, because they really give fans that inside look into what it took for the artist to get to where they are at today.
But do you think that could also be seen through live streams or going on social media nowadays? Because we're in a social media age.
Yeah.
So do you think documentaries are the main way to go now, or?
I feel like they're an option. I think what we sometimes fail to look at when we think about this is how much money is spent on these things, right? So a documentary is a high budget option. So if you're an independent developing artist, you may not have the budget for a $3 million documentary that can span across 30 years of your life and 5 different continents and all that. So I think it's one of the routes to go. And I think right now it's with Netflix and Hulu and all the different streaming platforms, it's definitely the most popular.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a valuable asset, especially when it's attached to something larger. It can add a lot more depth into an artist's rollout, specifically maybe an album that's released. It can give, a lot of media outlets, they go to the city of the artist, so the documentary may be based in the city, just giving fans a more in-depth look into what's going on and adding a bit more depth, like I said, to the project.
Definitely. I love my share of documentaries, but I also feel like watching them on social media, I guess it's just the time and age that we're in now and just seeing all their developments and stuff like that. But you're definitely right, within spanning decades and years of work. For artists that have been here longer, I feel like documentaries really work well because you do want to know more about their life and everything that's happening. But I feel like these up and coming artists, I don't know how much of a documentary they can really give us because it's just you just started. I love your tour and I love what you just did, but it's just like, what else do you have?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like one thing that we've talked about before too is there's this thing, kind of like a smaller, scaled down documentary. It's called a visual press kit. It's kind of like a business lingo term, but really what it is, it's for independent artists, and it's like 5 minutes long, and it just shows kind of like the producers they work with, their family, their friends, and it's kind of like a documentary, but it's scaled down all the way so that for the artist that hasn't done an hour-long version of a documentary, doesn't have enough material for that, they can kind of show the highlight reel within a 5-minute like set.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's really just about storytelling. So if you're able to tell that story within 5 minutes and pitch it to the press or whatever the end goal is to gain that extra fan or gain that momentum, it can go a long way.
So why do you guys think like these documentaries or like docuseries are important to the culture and important to this time right now?
Oh, that's a good question. I think they're important because, as I mentioned earlier, kind of like, or as John mentioned, the veil has been lifted. So, long gone are the days of artists doing things behind closed doors in a sense and not showing the fans. Like 30 years ago even, we didn't have social media and the fact where you can just send everybody a video of you doing your thing in the studio. Whereas now everything's just super open. Everything's just super transparent. So I think docuseries and documentaries are like a polished version of documenting what you do every single day and showing the world.
Yeah, for me in my case, managing Mir Fontaine, Mass Appeal came in and did a documentary on the city of Camden as well as him as an artist. And essentially, he was able to become a voice for an entire community, not only just the city of Camden, but South Jersey. So I think it's definitely important because it's really not even so much always about the artist, but it can be representative of an entire group of people.
Definitely feel that way. And like in relation to a group of people, I do feel like documentaries, like especially like rap music and hip hop music, like there's a lot that's been coming out in the recent ages, like definitely like Travis Scott's and even like Beyonce's Homecoming that we could talk about. And I feel like as of now, we're seeing more diversity in our media as well. And I feel like those first steps, like shows that showcase more Black people, like shows like Empire and stuff like that, like after they took like those first steps to be like, these people can be highlighted and like their stories matter and stuff like that. And I feel like these documentaries are also showing that same light, and it's definitely opening new voices and new doors for everybody else. And I feel like it's a really great thing to see.
They're inspirational. They're definitely inspirational.
Yeah, I think, hip hop and R&B right now is the #1 genre in the world by a lot. Like, it's not even close. So I think now we're seeing, I think a lot of the resources as well, whether it's money or whether it's just talent in terms of like production, video quality, audio, all of that editing going towards that genre of music, and all these documentaries coming out that are so high quality, so interesting, great at storytelling.
Yeah.
So I think that's also part of it.
I like it too. So when in your career, like, should you release the documentary? Like, when is too soon? When's too late?
Well, if we're talking about a documentary that requires a lot of money, you might want to wait till you have that. But you should always be showing, all artists should be showing what they're doing on a daily basis. Yeah. The Instagram story function is just like made for you to document your life. So when
is that necessary though?
Is it necessary to document? Yeah, because I think, when you're not documenting, I think your fans are always going to know what you're doing. They're going to want to find a way to relate to you. That's always what kind of like showing yourself is about. It's like, how do you relate to your audience? Yeah. And so the more you can show, the late night fast food run or the early morning studio sessions, the more you can show things like that, and the more your fans are really able to see how much you're dedicating. But if you're dedicating all this time, effort, money to your music career and you're not showing anything, then it's hard for your fans to really know how serious you are about it. How would they know otherwise?
Yeah, and even just from a competitive standpoint, it's almost like out of sight, out of mind. Yeah. The more content that you can give your audience, the better. Just sharing, what you're up to, what your thoughts on X, Y, Z are, it all kind of goes a long way. Like artists like Wiz Khalifa kind of were pioneers of like vlogging and creating content uniquely for, his fans. So it's really just about amplifying that and making sure your fans and audience are always in the know.
Who else used to? Kid Cudi was really good at that years ago. Asher Roth.
Yeah, that whole freshman class.
Yeah, they were all really, really good at hiring people in their inner circle, even their friends, just to tape everything and edit everything. And it wasn't even that, like, the edits weren't even crazy smooth. Yeah. They were just showing what they were doing, and people were just jumping on board.
Right. Are you guys more for like the lifetime biopics, you know, like at the end of their lifetime, or more so for, are you guys bigger fans of after like a concert series like Beyonce's or like other artists have done?
I prefer like the documentaries that come out while the artist is still with us.
Okay.
Like I think that's super important because in the entertainment industry, like once again, it's almost like out of sight, out of mind. Like even if your favorite artist, like might go on vacation or something, it's like, all right, well I'm gonna tune into this person instead. Like I think the documentaries are kind of crucial now. Let's give the artist their flowers, you know, now before it's like too late or last minute, you know.
Yeah, I would totally agree. I think the ones at the end of their life are cool and necessary if you didn't know what they were doing their whole life, but also definitely give them the opportunity now. They should be documenting now, for sure.
I feel like the old life ones work better for like a couple decades ago, like people that have been in the music industry for a while now, and now it's just like, okay, like now you're not on the spotlight. So what did you do? What did happen? You know, but I guess like while they're up and coming, it is a good thing to see like what exactly is going on in their life. So I get what both of you guys are saying. But what do you guys feel about the not so positive documentaries? So like I'm talking about Surviving R. Kelly or like Leaving Neverland, because those are also, and technically they're artist documentaries.
Yeah,
So
I was
how do you feel?
actually in LA in February, and I actually, through a friend, met the producer of the Surviving R. Kelly documentary, which was a crazy experience. So she like was able to grab all of the facts, everything, and like put it all together and end up making the documentary. So it's crazy that you mentioned that. But how do I feel about the negative ones? I mean, in R. Kelly's case, it needs to come out. I think documentary. I think they'd be careful, you know, in just general, if you're making those claims, they have to be backed up and they have to be real and legit. But I don't really have too many.
Yeah, I honestly just think it comes down to storytelling. Like some stories are urgent. Some stories are definitely urgent and they need to be told sooner than later to, you know, drive that awareness. Because that's really the purpose of most documentaries, to drive awareness.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, definitely. I feel like these stories are also stories that also, it's all about storytelling, just like you're saying. Like, these are all stories that need to be told, and I feel like the R. Kelly one definitely needed to be told. I feel like some can also stay where they are, which is untold. And, like, I think in regards, that would probably be like Leaving Neverland. Because I feel like we should respect the dead and, like, just let the dead be dead. But in some cases, though, it's always nice to hear, like, well, I guess nice isn't the right word, but it's good to hear what exactly happened in those situations and stuff like that. But is there any artist documentaries that what's your personal favorite? What do you guys like?
I just ended up, really late to the party. I ended up watching Bohemian Rhapsody, which isn't really a documentary. It's kind of like,
You just watched it?
yeah, like recently.
Okay,
I know, I was
wow.
late to the party to get to that. I watched it on a plane actually flying, which is even worse because
Where were
that's
you
like,
going?
I had other options. What?
Where are we going?
Amsterdam.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's a long story.
Yeah, but tell me
it was
about
a good
the
time. It was a good
documentary,
trip. No, but the documentary or the movie was incredible, and I've been a fan of Queen since I was a kid, and like seeing Freddie Mercury go through everything he went through, and just the whole actual story, and knowing, like, I had read the reviews before I watched the movie, so I knew people had loved it and said it was accurate, and like the families of the other band members of Queen were saying how it was pretty accurate, most of it. So I thought that was really good. And then I saw this one, I forgot the name of it, but it was focused on A Boogie. Did you see that one?
I don't believe so.
Forgot the name.
Yeah, the documentary.
Yeah, or maybe it was like a small piece. It was a small documentary, maybe like a published one that's on Netflix.
Okay.
But that one was really good because I worked with him when I was at Atlantic, but we never worked like one-on-one. I worked with his team, so that was really cool to really see him, not just the people around him, but like his views on music and how he came up through the viral like hip hop community and got to where he is. So I like that one as well.
Yeah, I think one of my more favorite documentaries is probably just like a smaller piece that I believe Vice did it on G Herbo. And it was really, I think it came out in maybe 2016, 2017. Sorry for not having like more specifics, but basically
I'm gonna look it up right after the
yeah,
show.
it was really interesting, just like myself coming from Camden, New Jersey, like getting to see him go back home, see his upbringing and just some of the trials and tribulations that he's gone through. Like it was very powerful, actually.
Vice does really good ones. The Noisy
Yeah.
Music series, they go to London, they do one on Skepta, they did one on G-Eazy and E40 in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Like the whole Noisy series are great. And what are they, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes?
Yeah,
If
it's
that.
short, but
Yeah.
it's a
They
powerful.
kill it, yeah, those are great.
Yeah.
My personal favorite would probably be, I don't know if you guys can tell by this point, but it's probably Beyonce's
Yeah.
Homecoming. I love
Yeah.
me some Beyonce. You can't go wrong with Beyonce. And she put 8 months into her whole like planning everything like that. She was so inspired by HBCU. She didn't even go to one. Her dad went to one. It's just, you learn so much about her that like you just never even would have thought you needed to know. But then
Yeah.
now you're like,
It
wow.
makes you appreciate the artists more, especially when you know what they've gone through and how they got to where they're at.
Like as the person too, like not even
Yeah.
just as like the celebrity or the idol, but like the person, the human being, you appreciate them more, I feel like.
I definitely do
Yeah.
feel that. Is there any artist that you'd like to see a documentary from? Like, is anybody you're looking forward to?
Probably T-Pain.
Ooh,
that's a good one.
T-Pain.
His because the stories that he tells in interviews are always like insane, and it's like there should be a documentary on him
Yeah.
because he revolutionized hip hop, in my opinion,
Yeah.
and arguably R&B as well. So
I feel like my answer is kind of lame, but
It's okay. Who do you
that's a
think?
good one. Well, so like Eminem's done so many like interviews, but he's never done like a full-blown documentary like recently.
That's what you
and I
need
just feel
from
like he's been through so much stuff, and then the last like 10 years, people like started hating his music and didn't appreciate it anymore. So I want to hear his like reaction, his team's reaction on everything.
Yeah. Probably mine would be Drake. Even though Drake had one, but it was like a bootleg one, and it was a Drake documentary without Drake in it. So I don't know how you have a documentary without the person in it. But that's who I would like to see.
Yeah.
But I'd like to thank you guys so much for coming out here today. It's been a great talk. And so next up, let's hear from one of our correspondents.
Hey Vibe, this is Samir, and we're on the lookout for Temple's multicultural food trucks. Temple has many options all around campus, including the Student Center, some signature restaurants by the view, Chinese American and halal spots, and of course, my personal favorite, food trucks. This episode, we're headed to 12th and Norris to visit our friend Kim at the Korean Japanese teppanyaki truck. So we're right across the street from the Science Research and Education Building, also known as the Gladfelter Hall. So if you ever get lost, just look for the blue and yellow truck. Now he's cooking the vegetables. Okay. And some fresh rice over there. Some rice. Some steamed rice to go with it. Look at that. On top of some steamed rice. Fresh from the rice cooker they have on the side. They have a few rice cookers on the side actually. So now they're putting beef, broccoli, some vegetables, and some steamed rice all in the pan. You see how hot and fresh that is? Your food will be warm for at least the next half hour. You can eat it now and save some for later in class while your professor's talking. We'll all be hungry in class, trust me. And that was cooked within 3 minutes. Like, that's crazy just how fast the food is cooked. The freshness, the fastness. This is why we like food trucks. Now they're adding more oil to it. More fresh oil, more water. Once again, that's the trick to make sure that the vegetables are cooked fast. So you have onions, you have carrots, you have scallions. Add those all together on top of the grill. So that way you have that fresh crunch to it and you still have your vegetables. The seasoned beef on top of the grill as well, so that way all the flavors marinate together. Now they're taking more of their steamed rice, fresh from their rice cookers, and adding it on top. The expertise, you see how you just scoop all those vegetables up at once? I would have got half of those vegetables on the floor, like crazy. And the perfect amount of beef to cover each and every rice. There's a science to this that I don't know of, but and there's a bit of teriyaki sauce on the top. There we go. Now he's cleaning off the grill once again. What kind of noodles are those? Okay. He has scallions on there, carrots, onions, some fresh broccoli on there as well. You know, you gotta get the nutrition as a college student. Now he's adding the, are those nuts? What kind of meat is that? Chicken. So it looks like chicken. Chicken breast, fresh chicken breast. Okay, they eye roll chicken. Now they put in that with the noodles and the vegetables. You can hear the grill. You can hear the grill cooking the meat fast and the broccoli, so that way it's done when it gets to you. They're using oil, I believe it's peanut oil, to cook the vegetables. You see how hot and fresh the food is? You hear that char? I'm salivating, low-key. I'm salivating right now. That looks good. So that was all done within 5 minutes. You can get the perfect meal in 5 minutes. Food trucks are amazing. Like, whoever thought of this, kudos. So now he's cooking that excess noodles, cleaning the grill off, get ready for the next meal. So now he's taking the spatulas, those spatulas, you know, expertise. If I had 2 spatulas, I would drop everything. So I'm in awe. Now they're cleaning off the grill, as you can see, to make sure that it's ready for the next meal. All right, so she dresses the chicken with this Hawaiian sauce. It's one of their specialties, along with their signature seasoning. It has a perfect coating of crunch, so sweetness and crunch. It's just like, when you bite into it, it's amazing. I can't describe it. They put the napkins in the fork, so you know they're ready for break in case of emergency. Just trust me, you will make a mess when you eat that chicken. You get sauce all over your face. You don't care about the way you look when you taste that chicken. Just trust and believe.
Okay. It's hot and crunchy. Yeah. It's pretty good. It has like a nice light flavor, and I like it. I know it's made well because the wrapper's really thin. So it's like really pretty homemade. Like less homemade Chinese food and like Asian food and Japanese and Korean food, they have like really thick wrappers, so that one's really good. I wish they were bigger though, but like they're still really good. They're very tasty.
What are you eating right now?
This one's miso soup, and that was vegetable dumplings. It's also really good. Yeah, I really like it. Like a lot of miso soup kind of tastes the same to me, but this one like tastes like a little richer, I guess. Like if I just need like a small bite. Like I mostly ordered what I did because like I like to have variety and I like smaller things. So I know I can get that here now, and that's pretty good.
You know what's in the miso soup?
It has like tofu and seaweed and I forget. I think there's chives. Like I don't know if you can see. I forget like what exactly miso soup is, but there's like, it's really good, honestly. So I like the seaweed. Like it's my favorite part. Very good.
Is there any more? Or is that
No,
just
those
these
were the
two?
only 2 things I ordered.
Okay.
So like as y'all can see, it's kind of sticky because it got the rice sticking to it. Guess I eat the rice too. It's really good though. The skin is like cooked perfectly. It's a little messy. It's okay. This sauce is really good. It doesn't have as much of a kick as I thought it would. It's kind of more sweet than spicy. Yeah. I'm not talking much, so you know it's good.
Oh shoot. That concludes this episode. See you guys next time on The Food Vibes.
Here to perform in our cypher this week are Il Dil the Ville, Fatback, 10 Days, and last but certainly not least, Mouton. All right, guys, so show us what you got. You know, it's a cypher, so have fun with it, but most of all, make sure you bring the bars through. All right, let's do this.
Yo, let it tick, let it talk, no rollie on my wrist, but this time it's moving slick, sister slicker than the Rick, sister sipping on some bars while pouring out the vodka. Me, casa es tu casa, so see you like mañana. If I ain't messing with your chakras, I'll swat you like Ibaka. Don't you dirty up my chopper, give me peace like Dalai Lama on the saga for some clarity, scared of parodies. Lost in these melodies, crystals on my neck, keep my energies in check. Better watch your intellect. I'll check you like some Nikes. If you ever freaking try me, then crush you like Lenny did to mice. Not once, not twice. Alright.
Take off the cuff from like a gate. That Foster dude that y'all love to hate. Mouton, what I touch is great. In case you didn't really know the name, used to stay in my head a lot. Now I'm on point like a polka dot. Boy like a cold like polar top. Now I'm back like a polar top. Yeah. Thank God for blessing me. Yeah, I had to do testing me. Yeah. 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 Had to struggle until I'm comfortable. The system wants me to conform. I'm reluctant to. I got a voice you need to listen to. And I don't talk a lot because that's not what winners do.
Check. I thought that I had to give it up cause I wasn't where I wanted to be. 26, 2 kids, a far cry away from everyone loving me. Back in 2012, I was at LTO. Ice told me don't play it safe. Haciel shooting videos, edited and put it up in the same day. We were just trying to crack the game like I cop the green, split the blunt, thinking how ironic I would give up the bread to be back at Temple trying to get the funds. I don't focus on what could have been. We only got one life, it's no Spider-Verse. I need to stop, liquor got me stuck and then my liver bad, at least my wife a nurse. I would never know the number of people that diss me after school with all the shows. Now they like the way I flow, I counted on my fingers, now I'm running out of toes. Every bar that I come out with gold. You can talk about me, but get old when they think about me. Let's go. Il Dil the Ville.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Hey. Yeah. Play it on repeat. They just want some fake things. Quote facts, retweet. That girl be like, tweet. Pass it like a cheat sheet. They like you the next up. I'm like, yeah, I don't sleep. Big fat, phony. Tripping like some Roshis. Beat her in my Air Max. She dripping like a nosebleed. Don't be on no bro things. You are not the homie. I see only hoe things. Watching your moves closely. How could I be mad? These people down until they switch up. Like an incel with no nuts. I give no Try and tell me open up. Please give up. I don't need no therapist. I need a big hug. Yeah.
Hey.
Fatback.
All right, make some noise, everybody. Once again, you just heard our cypher rappers, Il Dil the Ville, 10 Days, and Fatback. Make sure you follow them all up on IG to keep up with the latest that they've got going on. Actually, while we do that, you want to go in order? Like, what is your IG? Share your social with the people.
Yeah, my social is Mouton on the futon on everything. Mouton on the futon. Mouton is my first name, and then futon is spelled the same way but with an F.
Nice. All right.
My name is Fatback. And it's spelled phonetically on everything. Except for Twitter, it's Fatback1.
Dope. All right.
I don't know how I follow that up, but you can find all my social links on my website. It's www.ildiltheville.com. It's ILLDILLTHAVILL.com.
My @ name everywhere is 10D4YS. 10D4YS.
All right, great. Once again, make some noise for all our cypher rappers. We'll be right back with our creative spotlight. But first, let's check in and see what our correspondents have in store. Been up to. Yep.
Hey guys, it's your girl Mimi Smith here from The Vibe, and today I'm standing in front of our brand new Charles Library. Today I'm going to be interviewing students about their personal experience with these artists' albums that recently dropped. Summer Walker's album was called Over It, the Baby albums was called Kirk, and Mariah the Scientist had an album called Master. Stay tuned and you'll get the results. Hey guys, it's your girl Mimi Smith here from The Vibe, and today I'm standing here with Ashley, Coriana. We're going to have a little chit chat about Summer Walker's album. Now, have you ever even heard of the artist Summer Walker?
I've heard of her recently, but not before, like maybe 2 weeks ago or something.
Vaguely. She has a single that I feel like kind of put her on a map, and it's called Girls Need Love Too. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah. I haven't.
Really? Yeah. Not even a remix that included Drake?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so you know a little bit about what she sings and everything. So, Summer Walker recently dropped an album called Over It. Are you, like, interested in even listening to it?
I am. Everyone seems to be hyping it up. Like, I've heard a lot about her, like, on social media as of late, so I've been planning on it. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Right. Gotcha. So, do you think this is going to be, like, your forte of music? Can you see yourself really into it?
Most likely. I'm pretty sure she's R&B, and I love R&B.
Right.
So, yeah, hopefully.
All right. Thank you. Cool. Thanks for chatting with us. So, after all of this, you're going to go listen to the album Over It, right?
I plan on it, as long as I don't get busy, but yes.
Right, life happens. Now, have you listened to her album at all?
I did.
And what are your thoughts about it?
I didn't really like it.
Why didn't you like it?
Because I feel like she was just asking guys for validation, and I don't really live by that, so.
Right, okay. So you felt like you personally couldn't relate to the album?
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Now, was there at least like one song that you might have been feeling on the album?
Nope.
Not at all?
No, all her songs sound exactly the same to me.
Oh, wow.
That's just fact.
So, I take it you wouldn't recommend the album to anyone?
No, maybe to make fun of it, but...
Oh, wow. All right. Well, thanks for chatting with us. I really appreciate you being here.
Thanks for interviewing me.
No problem. Well, thanks for chatting with us. That's all we have for today. Hey guys, so I'm standing here with my girl Taylor and Mariama. Gio, we're about to have a little chit chat about the baby. Now, have you even heard of the baby? Do you know who he is at all?
Yes.
You have? Okay.
Oh, most definitely. I've been following the baby even before he popped.
Oh, wow. So I take it that you know his singles that's mainstream on the radio?
Yeah, definitely. Suge, Babysitter, Blank Blank, Walker, Texas Ranger, the list goes on.
I do. The first song I ever heard was Sir. I don't know how to say it. Suge. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's one of his more popular ones.
Yeah, that was the first song I ever heard. Then he features on a lot of other rap songs, so then that's how I really listened to him, and he just dropped his album, so I've been listening to that.
I've heard Suge, 21. Those are like my two favorites.
Okay, impressive. So you consider yourself a fan, basically?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely.
Gotcha. So I'm pretty sure you already know that he recently dropped a project, which is named Kirk, which he named after his father, which I thought was really, deep and cool. How do you feel about the album?
I like intro, vibes, and toes.
Oh, okay. You got them listed out. That's your favorite?
It has to be vibes. You know the vibes.
Oh, okay. Straight like that. You know the vibes.
It was great, especially intro. That's like him giving us a different side of him. Like everybody knows him as that lit guy on like Instagram and at his shows, but like just seeing him talk about that emotional stuff, like it gave you like you got to see more depth inside of him, not just his performance on it, but get to know him as a person.
Oh, okay. So after listening to the album itself, what are like your top one or two songs?
Definitely Intro is number one. Gospel with Chance the Rapper, Gucci Mane and YK Osiris, and XXL.
Okay, awesome. So are you going to recommend this album to any of your friends or family?
Most definitely, because this is a great album. Like, just listening to it all through, like, it's a very dynamic album. So definitely, I would be recommending it to my family and friends.
You know, if you're just trying to get lit on like a Friday, even a Thursday, maybe a Monday night, like I just say put it on. I just be jamming to it in my dorm room. It really gets me in a, just if I,
Got you. Definitely to my friends. Oh, awesome. That's great. Thanks for chatting with us today.
No problem.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey guys, so I'm standing here with Emmy, and today we're going to be discussing a music artist called Mariah the Scientist. Now, have you ever heard of Mariah the Scientist?
I have heard of Mariah the Scientist.
Oh, awesome. That's cool. So have you heard any of her singles? I believe one is called Beetlejuice and the other is called Not a Love Song.
Yeah, I actually just listened to both of them the other day.
Awesome. On top of that, she also she also just dropped the album called Master. Have you listened to it yet?
Yeah, so I listened to the singles from it. I'm definitely going to check out the rest of the album.
All right, awesome. Do you plan on recommending it to any of your friends, or do you think you'll share it or anything?
I think that after I give it a listen, I'm going to see how I feel, and I'll definitely share it to my Instagram story or share it with some friends if I'm loving it, for sure.
Right, awesome. I can definitely agree with that. All right, thanks for chatting with us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Tonight, we have the recipient of the Governor's Proclamation for Arts and Education and a New Jersey act, So Olympian. Coming right next door from New Jersey, we have poetry performer Anissa. Give it up.
A record ended and the music stopped. A bullet bounced and the body dropped. You see, it was the brightest day, but this pain was felt through my darkest light. You see, no one knew an angel would drop in the dead of night. The bullet was small, but it was too much to fight. Hip hop had changed. The gun kissed it goodnight. A record ended and the music stopped. A bullet bounced and the body dropped. You see, hip hop was poets with beats in their background, American culture with African sound, descendants of slaves, children of panthers. They told our stories like lyrical dancers. You see, there were roses that grew from the cracks of the concretes, sons of the Renaissance, more than just athletes. You see, they were thinking of a master plan to fight the power and to just be the man. But somewhere along the lines, the education, it flatlined. A record ended and the music stopped. The revolution's now televised. The knowledge got sterilized. The culture has shifted. Now greed was the grand prize. The fathers, the dealers, their sons are addicted. The same drugs they're taking got daddy convicted. And yes, Black Lives Matter, but it wasn't a cop. This dream had deferred. We left it to rot. Killing him softly, we murdered the music. The lies were too much, 'cause we were abusive. A bullet bounced and the body dropped. It was the brightest day, but this pain was felt through my darkest light. No one knew an angel would drop in the dead of night. Hip hop sat in his car and bumped to a mixtape. They shot through the window. The song was still playing. My hip hop had died. Do you hear what I'm saying? My hip hop was gone and I could only cry. I didn't pull the trigger, but I turned a blind eye. The tune that I once knew doesn't play anymore. A record ended. The record ended. My record ended when the body dropped. Rest in peace, Mr. Owens, my hip hop.
What a performance. Thank you so much again to Anissa. Once again, snap your fingers together. That was great. Thank you for showing us some of the talent found in your town and your city. Up next, we have our main performer, Dom B. So give it up, and we'll be right back on The Vibe. Thank you.
What's up, guys? It's Gabrielle Harrison, and you're watching The Vibe at Temple. Today, I'm here with Temple's Tyler School of Art student, Tim Spratt.
How y'all doing today?
Tim has his own business that he developed, and he's going to tell you guys a little bit about what he does.
I run my business, personal branding, called Oeuvre, O-E-U-V-R-E, and I'm just a designer. For the most part, I make designs in every aspect that is asked of me, but I specialize in sneakers, merchandise apparel, and logos. I do a lot of brand recognition, and for my own personal art, I paint, draw, and do a lot of digital prints.
What got you interested in doing graphic design and digital printing?
So what got me into graphic design was I was always an artist. As a kid, I drew and painted all the time, but I always had innate ability for technology, so it was kind of like a easy medium to get into, and it kind of blended well once I learned applications like Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, and then I invested in other things like a graphics tablet and now an iPad Pro. I use like Procreate, Affinity Designer, and it kind of just takes it from drawing on paper to creating something I could reproduce and market.
So how did you develop Live Herb, and what got your business started?
Okay, so my original name was Unlawful, but it was kind of like cliche and tacky, so I kind of wanted something that like embodies what I make. So Herb is a French word for like a masterpiece, so I thought that, you know, my ego, I use that as my name because everything I do is great. It started with the first painting I sold. So I used to paint for fun, and then someone asked me how much for a painting, and I didn't really know how to price anything, so I just threw out a wild number. I was like, $400. And like, okay. So then I'm sitting here, I sold a painting for $400, and I'm working at Popeyes for $7.25 an hour. I mean, the painting took me less time, and I got more money than a 40-hour work week. So that just made my transition into, I'm going to do this full time. And I was already coming to college for that. And then I started to do the artworks out of it and paint more, but then that became slow. So that's when graphic design came in. And it partially came in because of a past relationship I was in. My ex had her own graphic design firm, and you know, like minds think alike, so she pushed me to like do what she was doing because it's just profitable and it's utilizing my skills. So with being around her, I just picked up her habits and her traits, and that made me the businessman I am today. So now I just go on and push myself to just further make this a better company.
Nice. So what is some advice you have for somebody in the art world trying to start their own business?
I would say the best advice is just jump out there, because I know a lot of people, their big thing is I'm not ready, or I don't think I'm good enough. If you don't think you're good enough, you're never going to think you're good enough. And I'm not saying that as like to talk down to you. It's just the thing as an artist, we never think that anything's going to be perfect. But if someone's willing to invest in you, they already find it perfect because they see what you've already produced and they don't want you to change it anymore. Yeah. They want it now. So my best advice is to just jump into the field and just start doing it, because you're going to learn along the way. You're not going to know everything when you start.
Okay. Well, it was really nice hearing about you. We can show you guys some of his work, and you should all go follow him on his social media at
Live Oeuvre, Liveoeuvre.
All right, and that's all for the Artist Spotlight here in the Vibe at Temple. I'm Gabrielle Harrison. Thanks for joining us.
Another performer hailing from New Jersey, but based right here in Philly. Tonight we have Dom B.
I can't put you in control of this lonely heart you stole. If you're ready, baby, let me know. all this love I never show, you can have it for your own. If you're ready, baby, let me know. Let me be the one to make you feel like no one has made you feel. No hand-me-downs or fake love, my love's too real. I'm here whenever you want it, baby. I need it, babe. You play the game and I participate. It's kinda crazy, more interested in my mind, and that feels amazing. Wanna be with you like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all damn day, baby, 'cause you're worth the wait. Hey, I can't put you in control of this lonely heart you stole. If you're ready, baby, let me know. And all this love I never show, you can have it for your own. If you're ready, baby, let me know. Just let me know, babe. Let me know. Let me know, baby. Let me know. Let me know, baby. Let me know. Just let me know, baby. Let me know. Let me know, baby. Let me know. Let me know, baby. Let me know. And you don't have to say what you did. I already know. I found out from her there is just no chance for you and me. We'll never be. And don't it make you sad about it? Oh, cry me a river. Cry me a river. Oh, cry me a river. Cry me a river. Oh, cry me a river. Cry me a river. Oh, cry me a river. I can't put you in control of this lonely heart you stole. If you're ready, baby, just let me know, baby. Just let me know, baby. All this love I never show, you can have it for your own. If you're ready, baby, let me know. Just let me know, baby. Let me know. 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 Thank you, guys.
Cool. All right. Wow. After all that, I want you to let me know. Thank you so much, Don B. I just want to give a special thanks to our performer, all of our performers actually, our guests, my new co-host Eddie, thank you, and the cast and crew for yet another amazing episode of The Vibe. It's great to be back for another season. We have so much more in store coming up.